Whoa, whoa.
Yeah, baby. Wonder if all my bad decisions get accounted in the algorithms. No statistician could dissuade me from my bigger vision. I know my occupation's quite an unlikely place in this world to occupy and talk about upon a daily basis. Our information's predetermined by some biased business. We all in sermon to Silicon that push out lovely neighbors. I'm done with paper chasing, think I'm on to bigger banquets. This that full circle, new wave, energy on a Tuesday. Turn a blue day to a bright hue, yellow with a smooth A in hair. Extra fruit, the brand, you can't move me. The music is man, it's a con job, but it's grand. I'm blessed with a great hand amongst many that stand. And yeah, it took some hard work, but blind luck play a huge role. And they say that it don't, when they're feeding you fool's gold. And if I know one thing, the truth's home. Even if it's a tough thing to swallow, an even harder thing to hold and truly know without a doubt while on the globe. And even though that seems inherent, it ain't always so apparent. Dangle carrot, you ain't always gonna get it. But don't worry, it's a pretty February in a year with more to carry, and more days is yet to come under the sun, taking the ferry to the city where the moment's extra pretty, like the people, like the idea that I keep inside my brain that isn't equal to the real world. All that stress ain't saving me fear though. I swear to God I'm trying. They pushing their demons down my esophagus, screaming the easy life, what I want always. Praise made up holidays, tell me that love is the answer just to boost this economy. Mine more so now, but I ain't following. I ain't a hollow man, I'm full of them fall winds. Take it all with a tall grin, and if you feel it, do it with me, and just sing what the song says. Take it all for what it is. It ain't all so bad. Take it all for what it is. It ain't all so bad.
Hello, hello, hello. Hey, everyone. This me, SB.
Dearly beloved.
And welcome to SB Nation. I hope everyone is doing well today. It is hump day. Yes, it is another Wednesday. No volume. Just give us a minute. Hopefully we can get that straight. I hear myself perfectly well. Hold on one second. Hello, can y'all hear me now? Hello, guys. Can't hear? What about now? I hope y'all can hear audio good on my end. Okay, good. Thank you, Brahma Studies. Anyway, I was saying hello and welcome to Hump Day Wednesday. Give me just a second. I am here getting some feedback myself, so let me get that straight. All right, so listen. It is another Wednesday. I'm so glad that you guys are here. We got a fantastic show planned for you all. It's the man/woman relationship dynamic on YouTube. Yes, we're gonna talk about it, guys, because it's crazy to me. And I want to get my girl, I want to get her idea. I want her to tell me how everything is, I want to get her opinion. I'm a modern woman. I want to get her opinion on how, what she feels about the dynamic. Because me, I think it's outrageous, guys. Because I think men and women should just love each other and it should be easy. But gosh knows, it seems like it's very, very hard. So we're going to touch on a little bit. And y'all already know, if y'all don't know yet, Cherrell is my co-host for the night. And we're going to bring her up in just a little bit. We definitely are. We're going to talk to her and I'm going to tell a little bit of things I know that she don't even know I know. So y'all got to stick around for that. I want to definitely say hello to you guys in the comment section. And definitely when you're coming into the live, make sure you give me the thumbs up. I would appreciate it. But I got to tell y'all something today. Listen, it is hump day. It is Wednesday. It's the middle of the week. Well, my week ends on Thursday normally, so I got one more day. So listen, I actually had a one-car accident today. Y'all know what that means, right? One-car accident was me by myself. Do Do it again, Mr. Boss. God, it was awful. But anyway, I had a little incident in my truck. As Mr. Boss said, I took his truck, didn't wreck his truck. So I had a little incident in the truck today. Oh, God, y'all don't even know how much I love my truck. Oh, I should say Mr. Boss's truck. I love the truck. Now, for y'all, I don't know if y'all know cars, but I love cars. And it is a Ram 1500, some Mopar. Y'all don't know yet, but I love Mopar. I really do. But I love my truck, all black, black wheels, everything black. I love this truck. Black. Anyway, I had a little incident with one. Y'all know them shopping carts, them poles on them shopping carts. Like, the truck is high and the shopping cart rolled. Y'all, and I turned too quick and it just took out my passenger side door, back door, rear door, took it out. So it's going to have to go into the shop. Yeah, I'm going to have to miss it for a while. Not yet, though. They busy, they say. So anyway, I had a one-car incident. I've never done that, and I hope I never do it again. But my truck is sick right now. Oh, excuse me, Mr. Boss's truck is sick right now. Now, he says it's his truck, and I took it because I won't drive the cars anymore. I just like to drive the truck. And he's like, can I? And I'm like, no, you can't. So anyway, y'all, my truck is sick right now. It's a little sick, got a little dent on the side, slight dent, some little abrasions that need to be fixed. But I did it. It's my fault. I don't know. That's just, I must be getting tired. Today should have been my Friday, but it was. I got one more day. So anyway, I got to drive my sick truck to work to the office tomorrow. So anyway, I just thought I'd share that. It was awful. It was awful. But anyway, it happens. Yeah, not the rent. Yes, see, I love trucks. Yeah, I love cars, period. But I got the 1500. It's all black. I love it. It drives fast enough for me. And it's big. And I just like it. But anyway, it's sick right now, but still look good. If you just see it from the driver's side, you'll never know. You would never know it was sick. But anyway, guess what, y'all? Mr. Boss won't even go look at it. He like, I'm not going to even go to that side of the car. I'm not even going to go. He going to trust me on it. I'm like, one day you're going to have to maybe go over there and just take a look. I'm like, nah, I'm not even going to bother. So he won't even go look. He just take my word for it. I'm like, okay, we need a whole new door. How about that? An entire door. But they're going to take care of us and get it all straight and we'll be all right. So, oh, that's just too funny. But anyway, moving on. I want to say hello to you guys that are in the comment section right now. And, listen, Miss Cherrell will be out in a moment. We're going to have a good conversation. I definitely want you guys to join in. We're not going to be here too long, but I do want to hear what you guys are saying also. So we're going to get her in here. We're going to bring her up and talk to her. But before we get started, I want to say hello to a few of you. Daylor. Hello, Daylor, Mr. Daylor. Thank you so much. Donation to your sick. It is sick right now. But when it's not sick, it's so pretty. But let me say something. You get the money line.
Money line. I'ma run it every time. Give me mine. Going up, need no decline. Money line. I'ma run it every time. Give me mine. Going up, need no decline.
Yeah. Daylor, thank you so much for your $9.99 super chat. And for those that it's their first time here at SB Nation, we read all super chats. I'm going to apologize in advance if I miss one or if Mr. Boss fails to bring one up. We apologize up front. But anything over $9.99, we'll get the money line. And we just did that. And Daylor, thank you for that. But let's go ahead and say hello to a few people in the live. And then we're going to get this thing started. Shannon, hello. How are you? It's good to see you. Thank you for being here. Primal Studies, salute to you also, sir. It's good to see you. Successfully melanated Dusty. I love that. I always tell you that, but it's good to see you. I'm glad you're here. Daryl Long, hello. Is it Daryl or Darrell? But either way, good to see you. I'm glad you're here. Brittany B, I'm here for Cherrell. Okay, well, you're just gonna have to get both of us. Ain't no way. You know what? I'll put Cherrell up here and I'll go off straight. No, I'm just kidding. It's good to see you. Thank you for being here. Big Bad Bull, BBB, hello. Thank you for being here and keep doing what you do. Thank you for all that moderation. Hey, Dr. Steele. Hello, how are you? I'm doing well. Daylor, no volume. Oh, that was old. Okay, thank you. Thank you for letting us know. Love C, hello, how are you? It's good to see you. And thank you guys for being here. Gwen, hey, how are you? Glad to see you. Miss B, I just love your hearts. I love the green ones and the yellow ones. And thank you for being here. Bobby M. Bobby, how you doing tonight? I hope you're doing well. Thank you for being here. Tia next door. Thank you. Thank you for being here. All right, so I'm getting. Hopefully, those are all old. Listen, if you guys can hear me well right now, just let me know by giving me a little one. All I need is one. Now I know everything's okay, but I think those were initially, and I think we're straight now. Judge Jay, how you doing? I hadn't seen you in a while. It's good to see you. Good to see you. M. Mills, I see your name floating around. That means you're somewhere around. Thank you so much for your support, and I'm glad that you're here. I am definitely glad that you're here. All right, guys. So listen, when you're coming into the live, make sure you give me the thumbs up. We'll appreciate that. And we're going to get this thing started. Miss Cherrell, you're going to come and show us your pretty face. Hey, how are you? You are... We can't hear you. Hold on.
I was driving, but I'm like,
you good. You were muted. Say all of that again.
Okay, so I was rushing. I was driving when you texted me, but I was like, I did not want to disappoint you. So I just had to hurry up and do all of this in 30 minutes.
Well, you look beautiful.
I'm here.
You look beautiful.
Thank you.
Oh, we've never seen you before. You got to.
Yeah. You got the exclusive.
I got the exclusive. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I got to tell you something. And you're not going to believe this. Way before I got on YouTube, actually with a channel or what have you, I heard your voice. You were on Tommy Sotomayor. I had no idea who you were, but you captivated me and Mr. Boss one night, telling a story about your dad and yourself and your family. And we were just tuned in. I had no idea who you were. You didn't even say your name, but I remember your story. And I'm going to tell you, it didn't get confirmed to me that was you till about a week or so ago. I heard you say, shoot, my dad was 73 years old and I was born by some boomers. And I said, that's her. That's Cherrell. You are that girl. I'm getting some feedback, but you turn your volume. You are that girl that was on Tommy Sotomayor. And this has to be, maybe 2 or 3 years ago. You are that girl. I said, oh my goodness, I cannot believe this is her. So I'm glad to meet you. This is so funny. You have an awesome story. I'm not going to ask you to tell it, but it had me and Mr. Boss like, what? And then when you said, this is how I definitely confirmed it. You say, I'm the baby. I said, that's her. This is her. Who else would have the same story? In the voice, of course, the voice. So that is how I finally, I first became acquainted with Cherrell. It was about 3 years ago on Tommy Sotomayor. So.
Oh my gosh.
Is that not crazy?
That is crazy. That is mind blowing. That was my first time ever camming up with my voice, just getting on YouTube and saying something. I was so nervous. Like, I come from Tommy, which is why I'm not sensitive in these spaces. But oh my God, I never would have knew anybody remember from that. So that is mind blowing. Like, I am, wow. That's wow. Security.
Yeah, I was not going to tell you. But you confirmed it. I mean, your voice is very distinctive. So I was listening and then I was like, yeah, but the could it be really? Because it's been like a long time ago. Tommy, I hear, has disappeared. Don't know where he's at. I did get a chance to get on his show though before he left. So he and I did an interview. But anyway, I was like, I got that voice to sound so familiar. But when you told that story again, you said my dad is 73, I'm the baby, and they're boomers. I was like, that is Cherrell. It was crazy. So anyway, I just thought I should share that with you to let you know. You have been in my head for many years, not even knowing, and me not knowing either. So, here we go again. So here we go. We're here and we're speaking. So I'm glad I had an opportunity to have the exclusive. But Daylor has given us a super chat and he says, Cherrell definitely looks different than she sounds. Cherrell, you're going to knock them off their feet. I'm calling you Cherrell. Is it Cherrell or Cheryl? What would you prefer?
It's Cherrell.
Cherrell. Okay. Well, listen, I thank you so very much for being here. And the first reason that I contacted you was the first thing I wanted to tell you is that I saw you there. But the second one is that you've been in these spaces a very long time and you seem to be very versatile. You go both sides. And as you see in the title, I want you to tell us, or tell me, because I'm an older woman and I really don't get it. Right? I don't get it, because I feel like we should just love each other. And even though you say what you say, I feel like you can fall in love too. And I actually feel like you will. I do. But it'll be in your own time when you get ready. No stress, you know. But you call it very, very well and very much to the point. So we're going to talk about that a little bit, because you are on, from what I know, you have been on several panels, and mine included. I've never had a problem or issue with you speaking your mind. You actually bring up excellent points, and that's why I like you so much. So with that being said, we're going to jump right into it. But again, thank you for being here. Now, is there anything that you want to say before we actually get started?
I just see all my people in the chat. I'm just so happy y'all supported me. So I love y'all. I see everybody in the chat. I even see my family that's not even YouTube people in the chat. So my best friends are in there. M Mills, Fancy, Haley, Stephen Day, like everybody, Daylor, B Rose, like everybody, Shannon. So I'm just happy because I'm a chat person. So I just love like when the chat shows up for me, because I rock for them. I am Chat Lives Matter. So thank you.
And that's actually true, because if it wasn't for the chat, I don't know where we would be. We would just be up here talking heads. So you're right. And I appreciate them too. B Rose, thank you so much for your $1.99 chat. She says, our chat princess in the flesh. Mod God. All right. So here we go. You are, the other day I heard you, was it the other day or was it today? First of all, I want you to tell me though, what do you think? We're going to touch on these things, and anything you don't want to touch on, which I probably know it won't be anything. You'll probably speak on anything, everything. But I first want to go to the manosphere, because I found myself one day in a manosphere area, not knowing. I just kind of showed up there. So I want to first get your idea. And then I also was on Lapeef's show with Mr. Lee on Sage Talk, and he kind of helped me understand the manosphere a little bit, and we talked it out or whatever. And I decided that would not be a place for a woman. Okay. It's not a place for a woman. Not for me anyway. Okay. So I want to get your take. What do you feel about the manosphere? What is your, tell me whatever you want me to know, or that I need to know, your thoughts about the manosphere.
My initial thing was, when I first found manosphere, it was just conversations about men, right? I've always been a guy's girl. I have come from a male-dominated family. So I never saw an issue with it. And then I saw it turn into like a female bashing hate train, right? But I'm the type of person who likes to be in places where I hear things that I'm not used to hearing. I like to be triggered, because what I learned coming from what I come from, a lot of things that aren't normal or should be traumatic, I'm desensitized to it, right? So I know if somebody can trigger me, they can basically control me, right? It's like a saying, like if somebody can make you mad, then they basically can control you. So I want to be desensitized to it. So the first time you hear black women ain't this, the millionth time you hear it, you're like, okay, it's Sunday, right? You know? So yeah. I don't necessarily have an issue with everyone. I know that a lot of them are dealing with like trauma, and they're like, I don't know, weird or whatever, but I'm on red pill pages. I'm a moderator on red pill pages. You know what I'm saying? They can respect you where respect is given. And I don't want to ever just dismiss the man. We have Oprah, we have Daytime Talk TV, they have YouTube, right? So it's not even a comparison. So I'm not mad at them for their disagreements. Sometimes they get a little extreme, and I just feel like I will correct a woman if she's too extreme, and I'm not going to disagree with you. You know what I'm saying? I played a fine line in the middle. I'm not going to necessarily choose sides. I'm on the side of what's right and what makes sense, what's logical. So I don't have a problem with it. I do think there are extremes when you get to a black pill, and you know what I'm saying? It's a dark hole where you can go. But I've seen it all, and I just feel like a lot of it is just YouTube. I drive. I'm all over the country. There ain't no black man that hate me in real life. Okay? Exactly. They walk up. They pump my fuel. They open my doors. I remember I had to sweep my trailer out. Before I could even turn around, the man was inside my trailer, a black man helping me sweep. They don't ask my name, they don't ask my number. They don't, you know what I'm saying? They don't try to contact me afterwards. Somebody just did the same thing today. He cut my wires. He gave me an extra wire clipper because I had a iron seal. He gave it to me, never asked my name, didn't ask where I was going, nothing. they're just kind. You see what I'm saying? They see a woman and they're just kind because I'm a woman, and they're proud of me because I'm a young Black woman doing this. So I never get too caught up in this, right? Because I know that a lot of it is entertainment, right?
Right. I'm
And
very glad that you said that. And I wish you would have said it slower, because that's where I come from too. I never meet a man that is mean to me, or that's disrespectful to me. I have never, in my space, in my life, every man, white, Hispanic, Asian, all of them, nice as pie. So to give them a smile in the morning, to say I appreciate you in the afternoon, it's like, well, it's what I'm supposed to do, right? So for me, and we're going to move on to those red pill spaces, because I heard you say that. When I entered into a space that was a red pill space, it shocked me, because I've never heard men speak about women this way. So I'm thinking, what's going on? Because I felt like I should just say, listen, we love you. Because I just never seen men so upset. I've never seen it. And I've never seen men not want a woman. But listen, shortly after, I started to see what they were talking about women, right? I see it. But I always just kind of brushed it off as in like this. Y'all don't want them type of women. That's not the woman you want. So what do you think about that? Do you ever suggest to the men, hey, listen, those are not the women you want? What do you say about that?
yeah, I tell them that all the time. I don't think they want it. I think they want what they want, right?
Right.
It's just as triggering from telling a woman that's overweight and unattractive that you can't get a millionaire, right? She's like, no, but I want a millionaire. And it's just like telling you, like, these beautiful top 10 women, they don't necessarily want you. You know what I'm saying? But why would you want that? I think the most powerful way to use love is if you love who loves you, right? Now you
Yes.
give grace and love to people as humans, right? And especially if like you come from like a particular faith. If you're a Christian and anything like that, it teaches you just love everyone, right? And extend that grace. But when you go to your day-to-day life, Jesus still said wash your feet and dust your feet with people who can't understand you, or going out their way not to accept you or to misunderstand you. So the best way to love people is people who love you, right? But I think we get so caught up in trying to follow the rules and make it make sense. And it's like, we're humans. We don't make sense. We're emotional. We're up and down. We're masculine. We're feminine. We're happy. We're sad. Like, we're all up and down. So I think we get caught up in looking good on paper. And sometimes we don't really try to judge people for their heart. I also tell men, like, if you give a woman too much, she'll fall in love with your hand. That's the old saying. She won't fall in love with your heart. She'll fall in love with your hand. So if you meet me and all you do is give me gifts and money,
That's what I'm gonna get. Yeah.
that's what I'm going to love you for, gifts and money.
Yeah.
If you give me time and let me understand you.
Mhm.
And if I don't understand you, right, if I don't want the time of your day, then I just did you a favor by exposing who I am. So you don't need that type of person in your life. Why invite? It's all these people on earth. Why have a circle full of people, or be close to people who don't care about you, who don't love you, who don't have your best interests at heart, who don't genuinely want to be around you? So that just makes it easier. When they not your cup of tea, move on. We can see a bank across the street, right? I saw 2 different banks, both of them, neither one going out of business. I see Coca-Cola products next to Pepsi products. Neither one of them going out of business.
Right.
Just because you don't want something, it doesn't mean it shouldn't exist. It just means that you need to drink Coke if you like Coke. It doesn't mean Pepsi should disappear because there's somebody that likes Pepsi, right?
Right.
So I just think find what's for you and just work with that. That's simpler, right?
It is simpler, but you know what? My theory to that is, you're right. We're only checking boxes. I say to young men and women, there's nothing organic or authentic about that. What you're doing is only exterior, like you said. If you lead with your hand or your money, if your hand fall off or your money ends, then she also will be gone. We have to find something about. Actually, you should be looking for character. I get you need an attraction. I get it. I get it. But beyond that, it needs to have some staying or sticking power. And if a woman has something that you don't like about her, or vice versa, don't bother, keep moving. So I agree with you totally on that. So for me, this gender, and I'm just saying this in words because we don't have gender war at SB Nation. Other people may have it, but over here, there's no such thing as a gender war because I've only been in this space nearly a year, and I've been hearing a gender war for that whole time. And I'm just wondering when and where is their solution? You know, when are we going to say, okay, the solution to this war is this: men, we should do this; ladies, we should do that. So I'm asking you, where's the solution? Or have you heard one?
I guess the solution is some people just need to get help, SB.
Mm,
They do. They need to go to therapy. And they need to step into the real world and just see what it is. It's just like me when they tell me, you know, I'm gonna die alone. So I own everything they call me, right? In the beginning when I came to Lapeef, I was a troll. They called me a troll. And I owned it. Troll lives matter, right? Chat lives matter, troll lives matter. And I became the most powerful troll because they gave me a moderator stick, right?
right.
So it's crazy, but it's like they tell me that I'm gonna die alone, and I'm like, okay. But when they actually ask me, and I have to give pushback because I feel like I really want to defend my stance, I'm gonna always tell them, a good man is easy to find. He may not be the richest man, he may not be the best looking man, but men of good character is easy to find, especially at my age. You can look at a man's life. Who is he to his family? Who is he to his community? Is he consistently working? Does he do this? He doesn't have to be a millionaire. And I think I always said it, like, I don't need a man who makes money because I think sometimes your character drops. Or people with bad character like to chase money because they know that nobody would want to be a bother without them, right? If you didn't have the money, nobody would even want to be bothered with you. You know what I'm saying? So it's easy to find somebody if you chasing character. And I come from that. You know, I never been materialistic. I come from humble beginnings. I never been rich. You know what I'm saying? When I was young. And my daddy never been a rich man. My brothers were never a rich man. But the men that I knew was good men in the world because of their character, the men who loved me, the men who protect me, they never was rich men, but they were good men. So when I say a good man is easy to find, I'm not talking about 6 foot, 6 figures. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about the talking points. I'm talking about somebody who is genuinely going to care about you, genuinely actually cares for your best interest, isn't going to treat you right, isn't going to just mistreat you and dog you out. I never wanted to be a woman like that, chasing those type of men and just getting mistreated just so I could be comfortable. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do see what you're saying because I'm not gonna say I struggle with it because if you probably know my story. I've been married a long time. When I met my husband, he was not a rich man, but he had a plan and he was a man. I followed him despite. During the years, we've had several businesses. I always say to everybody or every woman who's ever listening, I say, listen, I want to be an example of a successful marriage, someone that loves their husband. I'm not saying that you need to do what I do, but I'm telling you, we didn't have examples of it. And I am an example. So take a look. It can happen. That's what I'm trying to say. But my husband was not 6 figures. Now the 6 foot and all that part, yeah, he had that part, but not the 6 figures, not at that time. But I knew where he was going. I knew he would have it. And he was a man that had godly principles. And that was more important for me because that showed character. And now we're here 20 plus years, 26, 27 years this year later.
Dearly beloved.
My point I'm trying to say is that's what I want to share with individuals. And it brings me to this point because I'm in these spaces and I say things now that I realize that may be very, very extreme. But before we do that, let's go ahead and do this super chat. Thanos Theory. Hey, Thanos, how are you? He says, much love to S Breezy and most definitely Miss Cherrell. Thank you so much for your $19.99.
I love Thanos. Hey, Thanos. Thank you for coming.
I'ma run it every time.
Cherrell, you got to move your shoulders.
Going up, need no decline. Money line. I'ma run it every time. Give me mine. Going up, need no decline.
Yeah, yeah. So anyway, that brings me to what I want to discuss with you, another part of this, because when I came into YouTube, my husband and I had been doing this. I had been basically doing this in my office, just with people that came in, not intending to talk to them, but just as how it ended up, because that's just who I am. So I've always had a lot of success with men and not so much with women. I don't know, women are harder to talk to or whatever. So, or I don't know. So I said to my husband, okay, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to make sure we speak to men, you know, and warn them about the women, because the women are not going to listen. And I'm just going to try to be an example. They're going to do what they do, no matter how much you tell them. Sometimes life just has to show you what's out there for you. Me, it didn't take much. I was disappointed in myself. I knew, you know, I had to change what I did, you know, all of that for me. So I got mine early, and I'm glad I did. I got married at 25. So, but what that tells me though is, in these spaces, why do you think the women are not interested in, and you say you don't want to be married either, but I'm just saying the things that I'm saying to the ladies is, this is just to make you a better person, because what I hear from Cherrell is she's very accountable. Even you just said, look, whatever they said about me, I wore it. Even they made me a troll, I was going to be the best troll. They made me this, I was going to be, that's accountability. So you're going to be the best at whatever you were doing. And that's the message. That's what you have to do. Because that way, guess what? I can't hurt Cherrell. I can't go behind her back and say, oh, you were such a troll. Because guess what? Yep, number one. Now what? And that's the message. That's what you want. That's what I want women to know. That's how we have to maneuver through this world, so we don't get tricked. So we won't fall off the cliff, because, you know, we'll get triggered if we, like, for instance, if you haven't dealt with who you are, when someone said, oh, you are number one troll, you're this, you're that, you'd have been like, maybe during near depression, because now somebody's talking about you, you know, you're not feeling good about yourself or what have you. You're not owning up to what you do. Because if you don't want to troll, guess what? You wouldn't. So wait, before I go on, let's say this. Alexandra, hello. Thank you so much. Shalom, my sisters. I love you ladies. Thank you so much for your $4.99. So tell me, why do you think, because you've been in all the different panels, you've seen men panels, you've seen women panels, you've seen women content creators, all of it. Why do you think women are the most difficult when it comes to being accountable?
I think they brainwashed. I think women are brainwashed. Especially women who didn't have a father figure, right? I always say that a mother's love is different from a father's love, right? So father's love and correction, right? So you gotta understand, if you're getting fat, your dad's gonna tell you you're getting fat. If your hair is nappy, your dad's gonna tell you comb your hair. If you look like you're dressed like a slut and you're going out his door, your dad's gonna be like, you can go sit down, you can go change your clothes. You think that shirt's too small for you. So when you grow up with a father, you're not gonna ever have this delusion, right? But most women, they automatically think I'm the best thing because I'm a woman, and I was born a woman, so I'm everything, right? And if they don't have a man to give them that realistic view of life, it's just hard, right? So I give it the concept of, if you was in the dark for a long time, when somebody turns the light or flash the light on for you, it hurts your eyes. And that's what happens when they come into red pill. It opens their eyes to a reality that they believed for a long time. It's just like when we're young, we're taught a specific religion, right? Whatever religion it is. And when you grow up believing that, when you get to an adult and you get in a room with an atheist or somebody else who believes in another religion just as strong as you, you're like, what? Like women thinking that they don't have to have anything but be a woman is their religion. They was fed that, they was brainwashed, they was given that and molded that way. So when they come to this space, it just hurts. The truth, it just hurts. You know what I'm saying? Like it that's how I feel. It just hurts.
So you say it's
I give them grace, but it hurts. I know it does.
So even in the brainwashing, you saying we can't see reality? The reality's not there?
No, I think people believe perception of reality is more important than reality, right? People would rather believe what they want to believe because they want to believe it. Even if it goes against all odds, they'll do whatever it is to believe it, right? I was telling my friend, like, I'm learning how to love myself, because I think that women love ourselves in delusion, right? We love ourselves in, if I look pretty, if I look this, but it's like, you should love yourself in being able to take correction, because when you're taking correction, that means you're growing, right? And you should always want to grow and evolve. You should love yourself. It's not about looking healthy or being a certain size, but it's actually about, I love myself because what I put in my body. And this isn't, you know what I'm saying? This changes my mood. This changes my health. this could give me health problems. Like, that's love. And I don't think that we're taught that kind of love, that type of love that says I'm going to be disciplined, that type of love that says I'm going to do whatever it takes to be a better person in the world or be a better person every day. We just taught the love of I look pretty and everybody should worship me because I'm pretty. You know what I'm saying?
So are you saying, okay, when you say women are not taught that type of love, are you talking about the type of love that would say you need to be kind? Women are not taught to be kind. See, you and I are from total.
No, because it's like this. I'm telling you, like, you can hear me?
Oh yeah. No, I was just letting you talk.
Okay, so like I'm from the hood, so I always say everything y'all say in the red pill does not go in the hood. Being friendly in the hood,
you don't do that.
Not a thing, right?
Right.
You want to be standoffish. You want to be mean. And I always say, like, all this is going to do is get you the wrong attention, even being beautiful, right? I always say, like, when you are beautiful in the hood, you grow up beautiful, you get the wrong attention. Because now the older men who are probably not even doing the right things are interested in you, right?
Right.
But you're young. You're susceptible to be naive. I think all women are naturally naive, right? We don't know. So the first man that comes along and makes us feel good, you know, we kind of run into that, right?
Right.
And the number one way I could say that I turned out different from a lot of people that I grew up with is I avoided things, right? I avoided certain situations altogether. I didn't want to be on drugs, so I never smoked a cigarette. I didn't want to be a teen mom, so I never had sex until I finished college. So it's just like I went out my way to make sure I didn't end up in a situation I didn't want to end up in. But I think we're taught to be mean because we think that if we be nice, somebody's going to do something to us. You know what I'm saying? We're too nice and we're too trusting, we're going to get hurt. And then we see other people get hurt when they're too nice and they're too trusting. And then the moment we let our guards down and we be too nice and we be too trusting, the first time we get hurt from that, everything that we was told about, you know, you better make sure you have your own bag and don't be dependent on no man, because if that man leave you, what you gonna have? You better not trust him. If he with this and he in the streets and he doing that, then what you gonna have? I know you seen it happen to your mama. I know you seen it happen to your auntie. You better be tough. You better have this. You better like. That's what we're told when we're like. We have to stop pretending like that's not what we're told. You better have this.
No, I can agree with that, and I always say that what you grow up in is what shapes you. But what I don't see enough of in these spaces is grace, and that was a part of the conversation this morning. And you said, and I also said that everybody needs to be extended grace. And if you ever get to the point that you can't grace somebody, there's something we got to step back, because just the things that you said, the woman that was subjected to that it actually happened to, you can look at her and say, wow, that could have been me. I can look at some of these women right now and be like, that could have been me. So what made me different? I understand what made me different. You know, I see it, but I don't know. I can't put my finger on why didn't I do that, or why didn't they do what I did? Because just like you said, I decided not to smoke and drink. I had a fear. You know, there was a campaign back in my day of one of the president's wives. I can't remember. I think it was Carter. Y'all done told me before, but she had your brain on drugs. And I truly believed if I would get high, that my brain would fry. So I was like, I'm not going to do it. So that scared me. But the sex part, or being with your boyfriend, I was into that. But then I made a mistake. And that's all it took for me to be like, you so out of line. But just think about all those women, those young women that didn't have that fear, or didn't see an example of what was right or what was wrong, I should say. So they didn't have the ability to make that good decision, and they grew up in that. Now they're in these spaces and they're just like you said. You said they're angry. They don't want to smile. They may have one or two kids. They may have had their little drug time, or maybe living with the drug dealer or whatever. And how are they going to get back on track? How?
So and that when you can't show people grace, they do get defeated. You know what I'm saying? I've been defeated in certain situations. I told somebody, I said, don't speak so high, because I think people are so quick to cut your wings, right? Because they project. Somebody's going to project their pain and their mistakes onto you. So if they feel like they didn't do it, they can't see somebody being better than them, right? Everybody thinks they're the best thing that's since sliced pie. So if I couldn't do it, I know you can't do it. So then they project their fears onto you. you know, but I feel like everybody deserves grace because I know what I come from. Like, I'm not no sweating, but that's why I believe in God, and nobody can tell me nothing about God because I have my own relationship, right?
Right.
And I always tell people it would have been easier for me to be like everybody else than for everybody else to be like me.
Right.
That's God. That's God. I don't deserve God's grace because I'm not perfect.
Right.
So that's what you need to realize. Don't you want grace from God? When you make a mistake, don't you want to be able to repent? Don't you want to forgive him?
They don't
Don't
know
you want
that.
that? You don't deserve it.
You're
None of us
talking about,
deserve
you're
everything that
talking
God
about
does for us.
something. You're talking about something that is not popular, that I think is not popular in this space. Now, that's who I am. I'm all about godly principles, but I don't think everybody is, and I don't know how receptive that people are to their purpose from the Creator. I don't know. But before we get into that, let's do this $20 super chat from Big Bad Boy. He says, "No music, keep cooking." And unsolicited thoughts, just showing support to you and Cherrell. I have mad respect and love you both. Thank you so much, Big Bad Bull. Because listen, there's two things that really get me in this space. Is that a part of the red pill? I see women, because there was one time not too long ago where I was, maybe, I think they knew that I wasn't red pill because I hold everybody accountable, men and women, because I'm not going to play the game and say that men don't do wrong. I know men do wrong. I see it, but I grace them too, because it could be that they just didn't know, but I know women do wrong too. And I'm going to hold them accountable too. I'm just that person. And I feel like I'm old enough to do that. I lived enough life. I can see things. So, but I notice in the red pill space, there are women that have been here, seems like a long time, and they go hard on men. Excuse me, not hard on men, hard on women, right? And I never hear a solution. And it's been going on for like a while. So I'm just wondering, is this real, or is it just me? Like, did I go the wrong day, or are we trying to improve this situation, or are we just what's going on?
Unpopular opinion. It's just like Jesse Jackson, right?
Mm-hmm.
If we can't have certain units if racism ends, so we got to keep it going, right? So it's a lot of money in bashing Black women.
Oh wow.
And I'm not saying that people don't come in this space genuinely wanting help. What I'm saying is integrity always going to come into play. Because when you get them $500 super chats, because you said that these women wearing wigs every single day, now you're talking about women wearing wigs.
Oh wow.
Because it's monetary, right? But it's the same for anything, right? The judges that take kickbacks, right? The lawyers that take kickbacks, the police officers that take kickbacks, the truck drivers that's running illegal things. Everybody sometimes, or the actress who has to do a little bit extra to get this part in this movie,
Mm-hmm.
or the secretary who wants that raise so bad that even though her boss is married, does special favors. Everybody gets hit with this integrity thing, right? And it happens on YouTube too. They get hit with this fine line between, do you really want to hold on to your principles or do you want to get rich? And we all say we don't care about money until the money is hitting and yeah, like
So
right.
listen, I hear you, but listen, nobody pays for accountability. I really don't want it's more like I really don't want it. Keep it to yourself, old lady. Keep it to yourself. I don't want that, but I do get support, and I love the fact that people come to the channel, listen, and I hope they always take something away. So I'm always about some type of solution. I hate getting caught up in a circle because I be feeling like I'm crazy because I'm thinking, what's going on right here? Why we keep talking about the same thing and nobody's offering a solution? Because I know men love women. And I know women love men. I also know if a man loves a woman will submit and respect a man. I know that. I've seen it all my life. So it's like, if I'm the one that's in a delusion right now. But let's read this $5 super chat from L. Nixon, the voice of reason. He says, I think Cherrell would make an awesome wife. I think she's an awesome young lady. Team Cherrell. I think Cherrell probably knows.
Thank you, Nixon.
She probably knows that. I say crazy things, Cherrell, and I think I heard you say this, but correct me if I didn't. You said it in a different way. But I'm one of those women that I don't care how much I could be the 6-figure woman at the time, but I'm putting it all in one pot, and my husband can use it as he will. as he may. You said the other day, he got to be rich. I got that. It's going to pot. He could use it. What is wrong with that? I might have left some words out. You can say it your way, but whatever you said, your man.
But you know what? You know what? I got a sick joke behind that because I am a troll, so I gotta get a joke. Okay, so this is the thing. I know how to make money, and I think the reason why. Okay, so when I was younger, I didn't start dating until I was 21. Got my heart broken. I didn't go it in the right way. I don't think anybody prepared me to date because nobody wanted me to. I am the baby of my family. I am the youngest grandchild. I was very much coddled, and everybody expected me to stay a virgin, right? No, she's never gonna get a boyfriend. My brother flipped. I was 21, and my brother was like, "Your daddy's letting you have a boyfriend, and you're with a man, and this and this and then." And my mom had to tell him, like, she's 21. She's not a kid. Right. I remember the first time I wore makeup. I was 23 for my birthday, and my brother called my mom. And he's like, "She thinks she's grown," and my mom's like, "She's grown. She's 23, right?" But I knew that the value of the men and where I was, the ones I was going to keep on running into because I was living in the hood, they wasn't good. And I didn't want nobody to ruin me. So I knew I needed to get out. But I never felt like nobody was coming to save me, right? So I had to save myself. I said, I'm gonna get my money. I'm gonna get away from this town. I'm gonna get away from this. I'm gonna heal. I'm going to therapy. I'm going to do better. I'm not turning out like everybody else. I'm not gonna sit here and just be destroyed. So I had to lock myself away and move on. What I always say, the crazy thing is when people say, why you want to be single is, I don't feel like I bring value to a man, right? It's certain things because I didn't grow up with a mother that I don't have. Now, if I get a chance to sit down and learn those things, and there's a man who feels like I fit into his life, I fit into his program, and I bring value to his life, I have no problem with that. But I'm not coming into your life to tear you down because I don't want nobody to tear me down. I'm not coming in your life to use you because I don't want to be used. I've been used. I've been torn down. Why would I want to inflict the same feelings that almost destroyed me on somebody else? So what's so wrong with saying I stay to myself? Everybody knows I'm celibate. You know what I'm saying? I haven't been in a relationship going on 4 years. Haven't been sexually active going on 4 years. You know what I'm saying? I'm not leading men on. I'm not doing that. So what's so wrong with me saying I'm going to stay to myself and try to heal myself and fix myself because I come from a lot of trauma. And I need a lot of growth. I need a lot of healing. And no man, especially the type of man I want a good man. If I want a man, I want a good man. Why does he deserve my trauma? Why does he deserve my baggage? Why does he deserve my pain? Why does he deserve I'm sorry. Like,
no, you know, this is his way. Mr. Boss's way of communicating and hearing you, also feeling you. But I got to tell you something. You are in such an excellent place because you know where you are. In your journey toward wholeness, it will be outstanding. But I got to tell you something. When that man comes, because he will find you. Can you turn that down? Is it us? When that man comes, and he will find you because you're working to your wholeness. It's not done. It's not over, because I'm gonna tell you what love does to you. Love and vulnerability, it actually peels back all the layers. So all that stuff you thought you dealt with and you was like, I'm good. Guess what? It's some more stuff underneath there just waiting to come out. But guess what? Now you're married, and your partner, that same man that actually loves the Lord and have those godly principles that you have, he's going to be right there, and y'all going to work it out together on a daily journey of becoming one. Now, I heard you say something, and I did the same thing. We cut ourselves off from everybody for about 5 years. It was like, nope, you do not get to speak into my life for about 5 years. Family, friends, nobody. We went to church, but you know what I'm saying? Nobody for about 5 years. Couldn't, because it was just a time going through like what you're talking about, dealing with traumas, growing up, coming from, I was 25 years old. My husband was 30. I was his second wife. So you have to do that. So you got the right idea, even though you may not have known you got the right idea. You got the right idea. So you will be married. When I met my husband and actually started dating him, we were married within 6 months. Yeah, I know. Isn't it crazy? Within 6 months, we were married. So it'll happen just like that. And you'll know. And that fear you're talking about, you won't have it until you start to say those vows. And then when you start saying those vows, you'll get scared again. And you'll be like, what? I'm agreeing to that. So hold on one second though. Jesse, thank you so much for that $5 super chat. And he doesn't say anything, but thank you so much for your support. I guess that's Pro D Jesse. Okay. Oh,
Can I say something?
Sure, go
Okay.
ahead.
So I wanted to say the about the pot thing and about the breaking away from people.
Yeah.
That's lonely, right? It's lonely being the girl that's not having sex in high school. It's lonely being the girl that doesn't want to do drugs. It's lonely being the girl that's lame and goes to church and is judging people for having sex. And I was very judgmental because I was like a super Christian, right? So I was definitely the judgmental friend. I'm kind of low key still is, right? So it's lonely. You are lame. I'm okay with being lame, and I have to be okay with being alone, because being alone is better than doing some of the stuff that I seen I had to do to be down. I don't need to be down, right? So I feel like I had to be alone to push myself away from the wrong people. You know what I'm saying? I come here. You think people talk to me? There's like 5 people who can literally call my phone. Everybody else, they're gonna straight the voicemail. Y'all talk to me more than people in my family.
Right.
So it's like, I understand that. And about the pot, it's like, I could survive if the man leaves me, but he gonna have to be stuck with them kids. So even if he gotta keep it all, just keep it all. But you're gonna keep your kids. Because if I come into a marriage single and childless, I'm leaving the same way. But I'm not leaving. I've never left a man. They always leave me. Because I just be like, listen, we're gonna ride it till the wheels fall off, right?
Yeah. But guess what?
But
Well, all that stuff will be intentional, though. It's not going to happen till you're ready for it to happen. And you're going to have the answers for all that will come. So I can't see you with a whole bunch of kids, but you might have one, you know, but it'll be when you get ready to have one. And then you may not have any. You know what? Well, I ain't going to talk about that. But listen, let me tell you something. You are who you are, and you don't need to be sad in it, but you are who you are because God made you that way. Your life is purposeful. And when I tell you something, you are the same woman that I have been my whole entire life. I can't have a girlfriend. I can't do friend girls. I can't, they hate me. You know, I try very hard. I used to say this all the time to Mr. Boss. I really wish I had a friend, a sister girl, you know, a friend. And I would try, I would be so kind, so nice, but it would always be something. And all that something was always that I always thought different. I can't never think like everybody else. I always had to throw a wrench in there. They'll see it one way and I say, you sure it ain't green? Or I would call something out. So I could never have those friends. And what I found out is my life, my purpose for me in my life that God has for me is one that I would be doing alone as far as that goes. I'm not supposed to have friends. You know, I'm not. And it sounds like you're not supposed to have them either because you're a very pleasant woman, but there's still that thing there that you have to be, you have something to do. You're very wise. So concentrate on that and let him move you. Allow him to take you where you need to be. Don't worry about the rest. I promise you it will come and you will find so much fulfillment and success, and you'll be just all you need. It'll be all you need. I promise you. Just let it come. You only what, 27 years old? Wow. Now, see, I wasn't this advanced at 27. I got married at 25. I would say I probably started relaxing me about what, 31, around 2001. I started kind of relaxing and kind of seeing myself for who I was going to be after so many years of trying to do it my way, you know? So you'll get it. It'll come. But Daylor, thank you so much for your $1.99 super chat. He said, Cherrell, you're going to marry for a green card. No, she's not. But thank you so much, Daylor, for your.
He want me to marry him so he can have a green card.
But listen,
that's his proposal.
Right. Listen, I've never met Daylor, but I hear he smells very good. So
yeah,
you know, that's very important. Very important. But it was something else I was going to tell you right when you said that. Yeah, the one pot thing is one of my things because I just don't see how you can get married to a person and you becoming one with a person and that's actually your objective to do. I want to be of one accord with this person, but if it should not work for whatever reason, then all of a sudden it's like you don't even know the person anymore. You know, get out of here. I hate you. This is all mine. You get nothing. I don't understand it. I don't understand how we go from here to there. So I will always be a one pot person. My husband has always taken care of me or made me feel as though he's going to take care of me. Even if we're not married, he's still going to take care of me. So if he get a new wife, he gonna have to take care of two women. Two women. Look, it really don't matter.
I want to say hey to my best friend in the chat. My best friend is my cousin, my sister, my best friend. You know what I'm saying? But we see like the same. But it took me a long time. So I always say, I know a lot of people that have a lot of friends, but my one best friend is worth a million friends, a million of them, right? All in one. I'm like so grateful for God that I have her, right? And she's my blood cousin too. So what I can say is about, I know how I am with my ex. Me and my ex, he's sick or whatever now, but we're not together. We haven't been together for a long time. When I see him, I still care for him. You know what I'm saying? None of my exes, they don't hate me and I don't hate them, right? I know how I don't hate people because I'm not what you need. You see what I'm saying? Sometimes people will just hate you all this off the sudden because I'm not what you need. It's like a compatibility thing, right? It's like sometimes you're cheese. So if you're cheese and I'm ice cream, it doesn't mean you're bad and doesn't mean I'm bad. It just means cheese and ice cream don't go together, right? You go good with French fries and I go good with cake. And I just probably need to find cake and you just probably need to find French fries. But I think people don't really be compatible. I think it's easier just to find like your peanut butter to your jelly. But everybody who doesn't like you isn't bad, right? Everybody that doesn't like you isn't evil. So if something separates, why are you mad at somebody who could possibly be happy? Because if I love you, I want you to be happy. That's regardless with me or not. So I don't get the
I
whole
think of it
breaking up and being
different
bitter.
because I've been in it for so long. Happiness is not a given. I think I have to, or we have to kind of create that. We have to create our satisfaction because another individual can't guarantee you that. And actually, when you get older, you're going to ask yourself, what actually is that? Because everything about what you want and need will change, or what makes you happy will change. Like right now, my husband struggles with going on vacation because he's like, I got everything I want here. Why do I want to go? So things change. And the things that make you happy now as a young woman, it'll be totally different. So when we're looking for happiness and all of that in marriage, it just definitely changed. Like as long as you keep yourself together, looking beautiful, make sure you're still attractive to your husband and he vice versa. And y'all keep it exciting, but you're feeding your marriage. You're not letting it go on auto. Because why is it that a man or woman, can leave a relationship and go feed into someone else, but they can't feed into you? That's ridiculous to me. So we always remind each other what we're doing, why we're doing it, and our principles are the same. We believe the same thing. We have godly principles, and that's the foundation of our relationship. So neither one of us want to disappoint. So that's what keeps us going, and that's what because he's a person, I'm a person. We all get fickled and act crazy sometime, but it's like he knows what my crazy is, and I know what his crazy is. So might as well be crazy together. Why do I need to go out and learn somebody else's crazy?
Right. And it's because it's like, it's your peanut butter to your jelly. I absolutely, like, I think happiness is fleeting. I'm not always happy by myself. I'm not going to always be happy with somebody else. Happiness is fleeting. Something has to be happening for you to be happy, right? That's not 100%. So I think that's dumb to get into a situation where you just want to be happy. Y'all are the peanut butter to each other's jelly, right? Because that just goes together, right? Mashed potatoes and gravy, that just goes together. Now, you don't want to eat peanut butter and jelly every day. You know what I'm saying? Probably don't, even if it's your favorite meal, right? So y'all not going to be happy every day. But it doesn't mean peanut butter and jelly don't go together. That still is going to slap. That still is the unit. So Logic says that, I used to say it a different way, but I like the way Logic said it. He said, marry the plan, not the man, right?
Oh, definitely.
I'm not crazy. 10 years from now, 10 years ago, I was an entirely different person, right? 10 years ago, I was just turning 18.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
17, graduated from high school. About to turn 18 in October, I was an entirely different person than who I am today. I'm going to be a entirely different person 10 years from now. So I can't ever commit to a man thinking that he's not going to change or he's not going to evolve or something's not going to happen to affect him or grow. But if I can meet a man that is stuck to a plan that says no matter what happens, this is the plan.
Yes.
This is, and I believe in that plan. Yes. And I trust that this person can lead me, then that'll be simple for me, right? But yeah. I don't want to go off happiness. I don't want to go off butterflies. Butterflies live 6 weeks, then they die. Right.
It go way. And not only that, you want to like the man, but the plan is it. If he has a plan and you know it, there's nothing. You know what? I even say this, and I'm just kidding, kind of. But I would be homeless with my husband. Not that I ever want to be homeless, but I would. Because I know we ain't gonna be homeless with like a half a day or maybe two.
I was homeless with my ex. Homeless.
Absolutely.
And I had places to go, right? I had
Of
places to
course.
go. But
Yeah.
I wouldn't go because he wasn't welcome.
Right.
Because people feel like they'll accept you because you're a woman, but you can't bring him. But if he's gonna be out here, then I'm gonna be out here.
Yep.
Because you know what? I tell people this all the time when I tell my friends, don't shut your baby daddy out or don't shut your kid's father out. I tell my friends, if you're a man and you don't have money, still be with your kids, right? Because kids grow up and they love they broke mamas. Look at the rappers. They literally rapping the music about how their mama had them selling drugs at 12 because she wasn't feeding them. But then when they get the deal, they buy her house. We love our broke mamas. We love our broke daddies too. It's about the time. And like I said, if me and my daddy and my brother, if we was going to be in a hole in a hut in a wall, we was going to be together.
Absolutely.
That unconditional love is what changed. It's not the money. It's that unconditional love. It's that real love, that tough stuff that through any situation, I'm here. And I experienced that from a man. I experienced that from men in my life. So it is easy for me not to be attracted to a lot of different men. Because a lot of times people don't understand that love because they never experienced it, right? But it's that tough stuff. It's that I will be homeless with you. It's that we'll eat ramen noodles. Like I remember one time we must have ate noodle security bars for 6 months straight. Noodles. Never had nothing else but noodles. I stopped eating noodles when I finally got some big city noodles. I didn't eat it for years. I'm talking bologna. I would refuse to eat bologna. I would never eat bologna again. You know, so
yeah, I
come from hard times with the people that I love. I come from hard times and struggle with the people that I love. You know what I'm saying? It never made me love them less. So that's how I would feel being with a man. Doesn't matter if we up or down. It matters if we committed to what we got going here. We need to commit to that, right? But going through struggles, anything, listen. I'm outside. Wherever he at, I'm outside. If my whole family got a problem with my man, y'all got a problem with me too. He can't come, I ain't going. Listen, he's my best friend. My men become part of the friendship. I'm that friend. She gets in a relationship, we don't even know her.
I have a little joke. I said that's the only thing I'll fight for is my man. But listen, you win and you lose, and that relationship withstands. That's what you're saying. You win and you lose, and you want to be there for both. You don't want to be winning and then when it's time to lose, because there will be a time then you bail out. That's not a real relationship. So you're exactly right. Well, let's do this super chat before we go on. Dr. Steele, thank you so much. Really, people supposed to come into a relationship with happiness established. Therefore, your happiness can either be extended or interfered with. Hey, listen. Happiness is good, but being in relationships, sometimes things get tough. You know, we're way past this, but I know like we did marriage counseling in our church and all that. Sometimes the husbands wouldn't pay the light bill. The woman come home with the kids, the lights be turned off. There's nothing exciting about that. You know, it's not exciting. And then you find out the husband had the money. Then it gets real unexciting. Or is that a word? Or less exciting. So, you know, you go through a lot of things as new couples. And you know, how many times do we get to let the lights get turned off? How many times do we the woman get to go play bingo and gamble all the money away? These are things that relationships have to go through. And you have to decide. And I'm telling you, you can't be happy a lot of times through those relationships, those trials. My husband and I have seen so many things. I mean, I could give y'all some stories and you'd be like, I got one, and we're going to stop right there on that one, but I want to ask you some more questions. This is one I want to share with you. I had a friend and beautiful girl. She married this young man, beautiful man. She found out right after she married him that he was on crack. Didn't find out till after. Because, you know, just in case y'all didn't know, I didn't know crack either, right? So I was in a learning situation. I'm like, tell me something. Because y'all know, maybe I don't know, but people who do crack, they go on binges. So, you know, you can go almost a month and not have a need for it. But then when you do it, you be gone for a week. So I'm sitting here like, okay, how did we miss this? You know, I'm asking too, because I'm like, we're hanging out together. I'm seeing you here. Everything is wonderful. He going to work every day. He was a functioning crackhead. Tried to get the marriage annulled and all that. They said no, because you've already consummated the marriage, y'all. Did y'all know that could happen? And I'm like, oh my God, what do you do? So she had to go on with that probably for about another 5 years, about 5 years after that. And he finally, from what I hear, kicked the habit. But can y'all imagine? Can you imagine? Can you imagine? So I mean, it was that was tough. That was tough for me. I was like, oh, I don't know what to do. Jesus, why? You don't know. It was tough. About 4 weeks, maybe right at a solid month. And even in it, you know what? And Lord, I heaven forbid, I don't wish that on anybody, but even during a blizzard or a high ice storm, he was on a binge. Had to go. I was like, this is crazy. What is going on? But this is just things that happen within marriage. But they have withstand. They've been married now probably for about 25 years. So, I'm assuming everything is good, but they have had some trials. I just don't even know. So anyway, but EHK 808. Thank you so much for
it's AK 808.
Okay, y'all know I can't see right. Did y'all know that?
This is actually the person that brought me to Lapeef to be a troll.
To be a
That's
troll. Did you say to be a troll?
he literally took me there to be a troll. I was big on the trucking app, right? And I became like his mentor, but we're like the best of friends now. But and we used to talk about the topics that was in the Lapeef group. And he was like, man, these people are so crazy in this group. You would love it. Come in here and troll. And I started trolling the group. And they started telling me, come to the live shows. And I got in the chat. And this is me afterwards. But if it wasn't for him bringing me here, y'all wouldn't even know. Well, you would know me because you know me from Tommy.
Yeah.
But,
I don't know if I would have put it together, though. Because that was like, Tommy was like over here by himself. Who knew what? And then, wait a minute. So Lapeef has been out that long?
No, it was probably like a couple of years after I was on Tommy's show.
Oh, okay,
right?
okay.
But this was like around last year, right? Because I've been over there for almost 2 years now. So it was like at the very beginning where they used to just be in the Facebook group, and he brought me over there. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So AK 808, beautiful show, Cherrell. I'm so proud of you.
It's V's up till I freeze up. It's a rap thing.
Why y'all don't just talk in regular English? Y'all got to know. Y'all get me with this. He said this is AK. I'm like, really? AK? Okay, I got you. But you get the money line.
Money line, I'ma run it every time. Give me mine, going up, need no decline. Money line, I'ma run it every time. Give me mine, going up, need no decline.
Yeah. Mr. Nixon has definitely blessed us again with a $5 super chat, and he says it's not about proving women wrong, but more about showing we can show a better image and carry ourselves as such. I think more women need to see that. Oh, you know what? That is what I'm talking about, because we don't have a lot of examples of women in these spaces, and we don't have hardly any examples of being married on YouTube at all. So me talking about marriage all day, every day, and I want to get back to the nuclear family, because I think that's what needs to happen for us to be a good settled people, because I think men and women and children need their dads and mom in the same house. So I believe that's a winning combination. So it's not many people here saying that. But you know what? More than ever, though, I'm seeing it to be unfolding. There's a lot of people coming out saying, oh, I've been married 15 years. Oh, I've been married this many years. And, it's cool. It's cool. So, we're hoping that people are getting the message that it's okay to happen. So we're going to just keep going, keep doing it. Now, listen, Cherrell, I want to ask you about this. Oftentimes I see you and you have taken off this beautiful face you got here now and that beautiful hair. And I don't know what you put on, because I don't be seeing your actual face, but you be letting them have it. And you be talking fast. And I have to be sitting there listening to like, what she say? Turn it up. Okay, so you have God, I don't want to use their words, but you have an aggressive side. Can I call it that? Is that a good word to use? Are you feeling aggressive, or are you just...
I don't know if it's aggressive. They call it masculine. So I own that, right?
They call it masculine. Okay.
They call it masculine.
So tell me about that, because I want to add to that. Before you get started, I want to say this, because oftentimes what I see too in these spaces, as far as women go, that you cannot have an opinion. if you have an opinion or if you feel as though a man is wrong or needs to be held accountable, then you're automatically masculine. Now, I'm not talking about that triggered, cursing somebody out, getting out of control, all of that. I'm not talking about the guns blazing. I'm just talking about you're incorrect, sir. That's not right. Why do you think we're automatically considered masculine when there's a pushback?
Because in this space, I just think that they just feel like women don't know what they're talking about, right? And I always say, like, I don't know if you saw me and JP go back and forth on Fight Club, right? So that was the little thing. And it's like, I told him, I said, I've never read a book, never seen a statue, never been in a museum, read about anybody for being a husband, a wife, or a parent. You're still a human. And what you do with your life still matters, right? It still matters what you do with your life. So I'm not going to automatically assume anything about you because you're a male or a female. And if you're wrong, you're wrong. It's just the same about the older people or people that try to teach you something, right? Just like when they said, like, when I was in that chat and they said something about baby boomers, like, you don't even know baby boomers. And I'm like, yo, literally was raised by a baby boomer, right?
Yeah, I remember.
Literally, like,
Yeah,
so I know a lot because, I have an older dad. So I do have 73 years of wisdom a phone call away, a couple of miles away now because I'm almost home. And I love my daddy. I love having conversations with my daddy, but his mother was influential in my life. You know what I'm saying? And she would be 92 now, right? She passed away at 89, but that was my grandmother, the lady of my life, right? I didn't have my mother, but I had my grandmother. She was the lady of my life. Pops, he's 96. He's still coherent. I go sit at home with a 96-year-old grandfather who owns a business and a very successful businessman, and I listen to his perspective. So when I know that I'm seeing men, I'm seeing the people who actually went through things that we read about and we talk about. You can't destroy what I know. It's just like when somebody tries to tell me you're this way, you're that way, God doesn't love you, right? You can't tell me God doesn't love you.
I have never heard that before. I have never heard that before.
I used to be a Hebrew Israelite, right?
Oh, okay.
And they're under the belief that if you sin, if you don't follow the laws, then God is not with you. And that was the one thing that got me away from it, because I remember plenty times, God was with me and nobody else was. And I knew situations I could never make it out. And I knew God had to intervene. This experiences that I've been through. So when you tell me that and I know God, you can't, I'm gonna stand on I'm not gonna waver on what I know and what I understand. And I feel like sometimes in this space, and I get a lot of respect from the men. I don't want to disrespect the men in this space. Like I said, I have wrenches on Red Pill channels. Tommy Sotomayor is probably one of the most disrespectful people on YouTube.
He can be.
Never had a problem with Tommy.
Right.
Tommy loves me. I love Tommy. You know what I'm saying? It's about the tone and when you set the tone, right? Because we was on Brittany page last night. Cheeky ran the panel. Thinking Man was up there. You understand what I'm saying? Nobody came to disrupt. Panel sweet. Okay? Nothing. No masculine energy, anything. It's just sometimes you set the tone. But I said I'm learning. With age comes, I don't have to always stoop to your level. Just because, you know what I'm saying, you want to go low. I don't always have to do that. I don't always have to come out my character. But coming from the circumstances I come from, being out the project, being out the hood, growing up with, you know what I'm saying, I'm one kid and everybody's around me is 8 boys and it's me and I'm just the one girl and it's 8 boys and we, you know what I'm saying, I got to stand up and be strong just like them or they going to run over me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
wow,
they're going to get everything. So you got to fight for what's yours. You got to stand your ground. You got to be loud and you got to, because nobody's, like I said, and I asked that once. I said, what's the solution for the women that's coming out the hood? Because when a man comes out the hood and he makes a certain amount of money, he has access to any woman that he wants because he has that money. But what about the girls that make it out the hood? What about us? We're left over. And that's my whole point. Even when I joke about the save yourself black women, it's not about a passport thing. It's right. about, guess what? They'll give grace to the man that grew up in the house with a single mother and was indoctrinated the wrong way. They have so much grace for them in this space. The woman who grew up with that same single mother, because that's her sister, that's her brother, she deserves no grace. But I don't believe that. I believe that black women do deserve. They deserve to be corrected.
Yep.
They deserve to heal. You're not perfect. You're not above reproach.
Right.
But you deserve to heal because you was misinformed and you didn't know. You deserve to heal. You deserve to be loved. You be loved. You know what I'm saying? You deserve just as well as that man deserves the grace enough to say, I am not my circumstances and I can overcome this. I believe black women can. And you go where you love. You go where you appreciate it. No matter what I said.
I think
But
that's
you
the
deserve
answer.
it.
I think that's the absolute answer. And over here, I'm always sharing grace. And what I would always want to know is where a person came from. I want to talk to people. I want to have a conversation because for me, anybody that's in this live right now, and make sure you guys will give me the thumbs up as you come in and they'll hear your story, hear where you came from, I've allowed you to express yourself and I wouldn't have it any other way. There's no way I can say to you anymore, oh, that's some very masculine energy. I'm going to need you to cut it out. Well, how can I do that? I now know how you were shaped, what you grew up in. So all you need to do is learn another way. But I got to give you grace to do that. I gotta be able to let you just see yourself and be an example that it could be another way. And then if you gotta separate yourself from certain spaces until you can do that, then we got to be grown enough to say, hey, look, I can't go to the fight club. I got to go somewhere else because this right here gets me stirred up and I'm not ready yet, or whatever the situation may be. But I can't I can't say those things to you anymore. And I think that's what the spaces that are coming up, Brittany and some others, definitely my space, you come over and you have the conversation, you get to be who you are and not get your head cut off. Now, correction is definitely needed because we all need it because we all don't know everything. But no, not the name calling, not the belittling, none of that. None of that. Find out why I do what I do.
And you know something? I took a long break, right? Because I
Mhm.
realized, I needed to take a break. And I took the break that I needed. Even when we did the red pill conversation and your name came up, I'm like, oh, that's security boss. And I said it was toward the end because I kind of kept dropping. My service be choppy when I'm driving. But I came and I said, see, security boss, she's not a red pill and she doesn't like, you hold women accountable, but you don't have to destroy them. And I think sometimes people don't see the difference, right? So I said, if I needed a question, if I felt some type of way, security boss gives off the energy that I would want to go talk to her. And I'm a woman who hardly likes any of the females in this space because I don't want somebody that's going to be condescending. Security boss is genuine. She shows genuine love. She shows genuine concern. She shows genuine understanding. Women like you are the type of women that can teach a woman like me. Or Love C, if you've seen Love C, she's married, right?
Mm-hmm,
And I say, why don't they highlight Love C, right? Why they don't highlight? But she had what I'm saying, her situation isn't perfect. She's one of those women that probably should have never made it under their guise. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they don't highlight her. But when I talk to women like her, when I talk to feminine women, that makes me want to be feminine, right?
Exactly.
That's the crazy thing. Like if Maya speaks, and this lady, her name is Colette, right? They're like, when I'm on the panel with them and they give me so much grace and they're older women and they see that they're all about marriage. They're married over 15 years. They're, you know what I'm saying? And they look at me and I finally get to open up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, yeah, that matters. That mean girl, I'm holding women accountable and you ain't this, and calling a woman out for the same mistakes you made and trying to belittle them for men. A woman is never going to feel safe with you. This is a safe place for women. And I'm gonna always stamp that. Like, security boss is a safe place for women. She's not gonna be little. I think even when you had Tyranny on, you showed her so much grace.
Of course.
I think people probably wanted you to destroy her, right?
For what reason? I can't get the reason. Listen, to me, Tyranny is as low as she can be. I see her as low as she can be right now. Why would I need to cut her legs off and try to make her lower? I just think she needs to talk and just get it all out. And whatever it is she needs help with, it will come out. I'm not a counselor, but she needs to talk. And I don't know what she really needs, but to me, she's the lowest as she can possibly be. She has 3 kids, 3, 2, and not yet 1. What would I look like? Why would I? Do you know how much? I'm not going to talk about it, but let's do this super chat. Big Bear Bull, thank you so much for your $10 super chat. And he says, Cherrell is so sweet and highly intellectual. I believe that that intimidates weak, ignorant men. You get the money line for that.
No music.
No music? Okay.
I love Big Bad Bull. He supports me so much.
Well, we talking about you. You know that you're welcome and highlighted over here. Thank you so much for your $9.99 super chat. He says, thanks for making the show happen, Miss SB. That's your champion marriage and healthy relationships. Maybe when Cherrell gets married, you can officiate. Listen, you know I be doing that on that afterpay. You know, you can just pay later. I can officiate your marriage. Listen, Red Lipstick told me they hurt my heart. I think she said her daddy gonna do it. I'm gonna have to let him do it this time, but hopefully this is last. But thank you, Love C. You get the money line.
Money line, I'ma run it every time. Give me mine, going up, need no decline. Money line, I'ma run it every time. Give me mine, going up, need no decline.
Yeah. Cherrell, let me say this. What I do when I speak to people like you, Tyranny, any woman, actually, it's not for show. I really want to know who you are, what moves you, and I really want to know. It's not for show. I mean, I'm doing it on this platform, and I'm always keep it with whatever you want to do. I even ask that question, whatever you want to talk about. It's not to expose anybody, but I'm always wanting to have the conversations because I learn from you all. I learn, and it only makes me better. But I got to tell you this: anytime I come up here, every time, any Monday, Wednesday, or Friday that I come up here, I always ask God to use me. It's never me. I never want it to be me because I don't want to ever be that mean girl. And I don't want to be controlled by someone else, because they don't feel like I'm doing something correct. So you gonna always get a safe space when you come here. Actually, I don't even know what it is because if somebody tells me, you know what, SB, I learned this from you, I just did my job. I did my job, because if you learned anything from me, it was grace and love. So the rest is
and that's something about me, because I'm a very giving, very loving person. I love kids, right? Another thing is, like, I'm really childish, right? People think this is crazy, but if I'm not on YouTube, I'm with my niece, right? My best friend niece, me and her, 2 peas in a pod. When I go home and I'm not in this truck, I'm with an 11-year-old, right? To the point, they be like, she's like my sidekick, right? So I love being with the kids because I just feel like I want to nurture them and teach them things I wish I would have knew at their age, right? But I feel like that's my purpose, right? I feel like God wouldn't have somehow pulled me out this bunch of things that was supposed to go away, right? And he wouldn't have shined so much in my life if I wasn't supposed to be a light to somebody else.
Absolutely.
So when you said the same thing, when you said it would have been easier I could have been that person. I could have been that person, right? But it's a reason why you're not.
Exactly.
It's not a coincidence. It maybe some people will believe it's a coincidence. It's not a coincidence to me.
No.
I know too much. I've seen too much to know it's not a coincidence to be me. I'm blessed. I thank God on a daily basis. I thank God today. I was like, I thought it was gonna be late. I got in the door and out the door before the people that was there before me. You know what I'm saying? My phone died last night. I went to sleep at 3 o'clock this morning. YouTube. I had to get back up at 6 o'clock. My phone died, but something woke me up at 5:58 and said, "Just get up." That's God. Like, I'm saying,
that was God, but I had to think you were still late. 5:58. That's 6. I don't know how you did that. But listen, let's read these super chats. I had one up here from Harembe's Adventure. Let's see what he has to say. I don't see it anymore. Okay, here we go. Shout out to the security boss. Just money. Shout out. No comment, or question. I'm becoming too reckless with these super chat comments. I need a break. Thank you so much for your $10 super chat. That was nice. So you want to get the money line song right now, or you want to wait till next one? Okay, we're gonna do it after Brittany. Brittany, we got your Brittany B. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Is it Harembe Avenger? I'm gonna have to look that up.
Maybe Harambe.
Harambe.
Yeah, Harambe.
I just had one for Brittany B, and we lost it that quick. There we go. Brittany B, thank you so much for your $9.99 super chat. And Brittany says, I'm on the line for the money line. Chat lives matter. Chat, Sister Cherrell, love you both. Salute SB. Let's hold these women accountable and self-correct. Okay, sounds good. Brittany B and Haram B. Oh, Salute Fight Club. Laugh out loud. Why are we laughing out loud about it? Anyway, get the money line song.
Give me mine. Going up, need no decline. Money line. I'ma run it every time. Give me mine. Going up, need no decline.
Yeah. This has been wonderful. We've been here now an hour and looks like 30 minutes. Oh, we got one more from Mr. Steele. It says, the one thing I admire about USB, you can show patience regardless of who you have a conversation with. You almost always keep a happy face. You know what? I'm almost always very happy. Believe it or not. I have found joy at this age of I actually found it before now, but I have actually found joy in I have nothing to complain about. I said that today. I said, I really have nothing to complain about. Why would I be sad? I don't. I have nothing to complain about. I mean, I would just be being, just being greedy. I have everything that I need. I have a good husband. I live well. I'm good. Now I could have a little bit more of it, but still, if I don't, I'm still good. So listen, I'm not going to call anybody up if you good. Did you want to answer? Let me say this way. Did you want to leave us with something, or is it something else you want to do? Because you have answered all my questions and I appreciate you so much. And I want you to keep going, keep doing what you do. This is a very much so a safe space for you or for any woman actually. But we're going to have the conversations over here. I'm not going to condemn you. Now I will judge your behaviors. I will, and you can judge mine. You can even question my behaviors because I got an answer for it. If I did it, I got an answer for it. I could tell you exactly why I did it. And then maybe you can understand me more, because that's what women need to do. We need to have more conversations. Far as the men go, I'm going to always value them. And I think we always need to show men value and appreciation. I don't think we do that enough. And we need to keep doing that. And I think that's something we need to tell. I think men don't feel valuable. And I think sometimes that ends up being kind of like what you said, they're angry because they're doing all the work and they're not getting the reward for it or whatever. But I'm going to make sure that I definitely, let them know we appreciate you over here. So whatever you need, So I'm going to be apologizing for something a woman did that I don't even know nothing about. We apologize. Whatever happened to you today, I'm sorry, but we're going to get together. We're going to do one of those numbers. But did you have anything else you wanted to add before I let you go?
No, I would just want to thank you for having me. I know that some people see me and be like, get her out of here, right? I know every content creator doesn't like me. I try to stay out of spaces where I'm not liked, but I'm so happy that you like me and you want me here. So I appreciate you putting me on the panel and letting me share my perspective. I'm much friendly, much sweeter, and much more concise when I don't have to scream when I'm not being dismissed or disrespected. I think that is a trigger point for me. You know what I'm saying? I'm working on it. I'm working on a lot. It's a process, but I ask God to work on me every day. And I just want to thank everybody in the chat. I've been laughing and smiling this entire time because I've been reading the chat. And everybody, I see all the people that I love, all the people that I rock with just in here. They stayed the whole entire show. I know a lot of shows are going on. So I just want to say that I am so happy. I appreciate everybody that's here. So thank you so much. That's what I want to say.
You are so welcome. Listen, you're not alone. You're not alone with the haters, because I have them too. They don't like me either. I haven't been able to figure out why, but I felt like, you know what? We must be doing something right. So let's just keep up the good work. Thank you so much, Cherrell, and have a wonderful night. Take care of yourself and be careful out there on those streets.
I am.
Thank you. Listen, chat, y'all have been wonderful as always. Thank you so much for being here at SB Nation, and I will see you guys on Friday. See you then. Bye-bye.
I can't sit still for a minute. I'm so dead set on indifference. Keep it Charlie, stay down with them Dickens. Let's get around like it's the 80s, right round, let's keep spinning. Let's keep playing these games that we don't want to finish. And I'm sorry if that sounds a bit bitter, but I am to the core. You want the whole damn thing, then you ask him for more. You want that old jive swing, you take up all of the floor. I'm fine with standing at the edge of the door. You be the life of the party, I blend in with the core. You drink it all to Bacardi till the bottle's no more. Let's take it back before this started. You want the love, I don't got it. Got my soul on the road. You screaming steady, please don't go. Don't think it's in me to listen to flow. It's so different with distance, we roam into zones where nothing get heard anymore. I just wish I was home when I stepped through front door, but instead I'm alone and completely unsure. And even though you're screaming out with the best of intentions, I don't get it. Why do you always gotta ask me to stay? Why you always gotta go? Playing house, this ain't a home with your soul on the road. Say, why you always gotta go? Playing house, this ain't a home with your soul on the road. See, I've been lost in my thoughts, and my thoughts they too scared to usher off. Sorry, Mom, I just thought you were my world. Now you're not. And I'm just sitting, smoking, sloping in a daze, cause my days ain't been the same since I drove your way. I remember the way you wrote letters in blue ink. You and me was in love. Think about what your crew think. I know your moms probably think I'm a bastard. Your pops probably want to beat my death and take a in my casket. But I got sick of fighting, bickering, fussing over nothing, cussing. Instead of watching the death of discussions that we once had, days that we once spent in the backseat of our cars reading poets at sunset. It's funny how love can pull out the foreground, get pushed into the back of your mind. We used to twist a spliff and laugh and relax. Are you crying? And I'm trying to find the reasons, so I ask, does forever ever happen, or is it always fade to black? I can't stay. No, I always gotta go. Playing house, this ain't a home with my soul on the road. I can't stay. No, I always gotta go. Playing house, this ain't a home with my soul on the road.